I'd previously been shooting with pro-grade SD cards and Sony CF Express cards, and I'd never actually heard of Exascend before until I stumbled upon this article online explaining their new range of CF Express cards. What caught my eye was the much better dollars per gig ratio than the existing Sony cards, so I got in contact with them and asked them if they could send me through a couple of samples, and I've been using those for the last couple of months. I've done a whole bunch of testing by putting my FX6 on record for 3 hours at a time and just letting it fill both 512 gig cards. And I've also used these cards on all client jobs that I've had for the last couple of months, and I've had no issue at all. They've been really fast when offloading data in both my MacBook card reader and my external card reader. So my recommendation would first be to work out what recording formats you're going to shoot in, so you know how fast you need your card to write in a sustained way. So you can work out if you need a V60 or a V90 card, or if you need to step up to CF Express. So it all comes down to what bitrate you want to shoot in. For example, these V30 cards here are capable of recording at up to 240 megabits per second, while these V60 cards can do double that at 480 megabit. Next, we have the V90 cards, and these are capable of recording up to 720 megabit. And finally, we have the CF Express A cards, which can do literally thousands. So there's a few different codecs you might be shooting in on your FX3. If you're shooting in either XAVC-S or XAVC-HS, this means on a V30 card, you can shoot it up to 60 frames a second. While on a V60 card, you could shoot it up to 120 frames a second. Obviously, that's as fast as the FX3 goes, so you don't get any benefit from the V90 or CF Express cards. However, if you shoot in the all-Intra codec, which is the only good codec on the FX6 and an option on the FX3 that makes editing in DaVinci Resolve much easier, it's a higher bitrate codec. So this means on a V30 card, I can only get up to 25 frames a second, while the V60 card enables me to shoot it up to 50 frames a second. The V90 card will allow you to shoot it up to 60 frames a second, while you'd need the CF Express A card to shoot at the full 100 or 120 frames a second in the All-I codec. From my own testing, as well as from the reviews I've seen online, all three codecs visually look identical. However, I've found in my personal experience, the XAVC-SI with the higher bitrate is 10 times easier to edit with. If you only shoot an XAVC-S or HS, you'll find there's no benefit to using a CF Express card other than the faster download times to your computer if you have a fast card reader. As I shoot in a PAL country, it seems like the V60 cards are all I need for 99% of shooting conditions. And if I want to take it all the way with All-I at 100 frames a second, then the CF Express card is needed. So it's kind of hard to do a conclusion on a memory card review, as all of these brands seem super reliable. And now that I've worked with these more, I definitely think they're as good of a brand as Sony, ProGrade and SanDisk, as I haven't had any issues with any of these cards with all of my testing. So my recommendation would be to look for what's offering you the best dollars per gig ratio at a speed that meets your requirements, whether that's V60, V90 or CF Express. Hopefully this video was helpful and you learned something. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave that in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.